Welcome to your inspirational astrology horoscope for Thursday, March 31st, 2022. I'm Astrologer Dave Palmer, the Leo King, here to illuminate the collective consciousness. Well, thanks so much for being a part of HighVibe.tv. If you're not a part of HighVibe.tv, make sure that you subscribe. You can go to HighVibe.tv or just search for HighVibe TV on our apps on the App Store, Google, Android, Apple TV, or Roku. You can subscribe to there, get the daily videos that we always do. I just did my weekly Deep Astrology. I do my weekly Leo King Live, all my sun sign horoscopes. So many other shows that we do on there, especially Full Disclosure. I get lost. There's so many shows. Weekly Tarot, Weekly Intuitive. We got all these amazing other awesome people that are on the app that are doing all their content every day and every week. So you're missing out. Check it out, highvibe.tv. For the price of 1 gallon of gas a month. Pretty crazy. Well, we are at the phase of this new moon that is building here in Aries, and I do want to go into that new moon here because I just got to get this message out to the world here about this new moon in Aries. Let me say this. Oh, it didn't? That's all right. What's it on, Mac? Oh, lost. Oh, there, it just came back. The main thing here is there's this distortion, and I'm seeing posts by astrologers out there saying, well, once Venus finally comes with Jupiter and all that stuff, that we're finally going to feel all these good energies. It's like, no, you're missing out on the good energy. It's just Chiron that is making everybody feel like the lack, and especially Jupiter and Neptune that have been coming together, like, what about Jupiter, the greater benefic with Neptune? Like, you know, like that's what I'm trying to say, is that this new moon on Aries is the restart. It's the new, and I think that the best way to look at this is resetting your whole life and going, okay, my Chiron energy in Aries is looking at things that I want, but always finding something that's not fully right with it, right? So it's like, this is a moment where you're going to have to realize this is a time in your life to see, are you at a place in your life where you're always looking, especially with that South Node in Scorpio, and now that we're having Saturn and Mars that are coming together and they're starting to square these nodes, are you doing the Scorpio thing, right? It's like, it's not 100%, so bye. It's like Taurus is seeing all these amazing options, and that you're gonna build on those things. That it's like a very Chiron thing. It's like, well, it's 96.9% amazing, but there's 3.1% that I'm unsure about, or it maybe looks different for me, or it's odd, and it's not what I kind of expected all the way, but I'll take it. It's kind of like when, you know, you look at pictures, if you take pictures of yourself, it's like, well, I don't know, I'm not going to post anything. I took 100 pictures, but I'm not going to post anything, and the filters don't work, and da, da, da. It's like, that picture looks great. Everybody's saying it, you know it, everything's great, and then you're like, nope. It's like this, you're holding yourself back. All the planets are direct, and they're all going fast. Mercury is coming into that Kazemi that's coming up here, because Mercury's with this new moon, and it's going to be with Chiron, and the sun's coming into Chiron, and then we have the moon that will then follow that in the next couple of days, coming into Taurus for the exalted moon in Taurus, the exalted sun in Taurus, Venus finishing in Aquarius, Venus that will then be coming next week into Pisces. This is where this weekend and this new moon energy and this whole month till the next new moon, which is going to be a solar eclipse in Taurus with Uranus, I'm telling you, it's not about, oh, on the horizon, once Venus gets with Jupiter, that things will be turned around. It's now. And you getting over your weird insecurities about things, especially with Mars and Saturn that are starting to meet up, and it's Saturn squaring the nodes. You got to make decisions in your life now about how are you always disconnecting from things and learning the lessons of stopping this, where you bail out on things because, well, every little piece doesn't come together. I mean, it's Chiron too, the key, right? The key of unlocking the vulnerability and the truth and the essence of humanity. You have to realize that you're expecting somebody to have the exact same key as you. Everybody's going to have a little bit of different groove, right? That's the whole part of Aquarius. So, gosh, it's like we need to reset on this new moon and go, I now have learned from the past with Jupiter and Neptune starting to conjunct. Once in our lives, in Pisces, the rulers, haven't seen this since 1856, Are you ready to go, okay, I've learned a lot in my past. I've seen a lot in my past. And what is there in the past that I could really bring into this new energy where I'm not going to do that anymore? And I'm going to integrate and I'm going to, I have my faults. I have my issues. It's Chiron and the sun and the moon, right? For this new moon and Chiron, it's Jupiter, Neptune, and Pisces, right? And they're the rulers of that. So, okay, I'm going to accept things more. But what I'm going to accept is I'm going to pick what I really want and accept what comes with it. And continue to build on the little things that might be a little odd or different about it, but it's what I really want, and that's what I really want to do. So if you're going to sit back and hold back with all the planets direct, with the moon that is finally coming to this place before the eclipse, this is going to be the best new moon that you're going to get, because even though Chiron feels like it sucks, it's getting over the energy of feeling like it sucks by taking action. And with all the energies direct, and with Mars approaching Saturn, where you make decisions, starting to square the nodes, and Saturn starting to square the nodes, and with Venus off Saturn and in Aquarius here, and with the moon that's going to be, after it comes into this new moon, coming into this weekend, making great aspects all over the place, but also a couple of hard ones. And this is also this last new moon in Aries, while Pluto's in Capricorn. Think about that one. So you're going to have to take risks. You're going to have to make changes and make decisions. And here's Saturn square the node. So anybody trying to put out there right now, because I just saw it on Instagram, and I'll even read it, but I won't show it, but I'll read it. And I couldn't believe it. And I just told my friend who posted it, like, yo, that's like the biggest lie that's going around right now in the astrology community is poor Venus, retrograde in Cap from December to the end of January, conjunct Pluto, then stuck between Mars and Saturn. From next week, Venus is exalted in Pisces. So they're putting you until next week. And we'll conjunct Neptune on the 27th of April, and then Jupiter the 30th. It will finally feel more like the year of lovers by then. No, it's now. It's you getting over your weird shit and resetting and getting over all this shit, because by the time that the Venus arrives there, the transit's over. I'm sick of this fucking Instagram astrology shit. This is like fucking. We'll just let it be that. Like, really? I think I've just shown you in a very basic way that your Chiron issues and your past issues and you holding yourself back and waiting, you're going to miss out, because by the time that we do come into those, April 27th and all that shit, that's Taurus. That's not Aries where you're taking action. Especially Mars is the ruler of Aries, and Mars is coming towards Saturn to square the nodes. I know that it's stressful. I know that it's intense. I know that it's going to feel extremely like we have to make some big fucking choices. And that's the whole point. Because when we're in Taurus, it's Venus energy. And that's going to be about the choices that you're making through this week into next week that we bring into those energies by the end of April. That are going to feel great. Or you can feel like with Jupiter and Neptune and do your whole self-sabotage thing and use your Chiron and wounds and be like, no, I'm not ready for anything. I'm not going to go towards anything and everything's all weird. And you're just going to sit and cast away. Number one, I wouldn't want to be anywhere near Tom Hanks in this life. And number two, I wouldn't want to be fucking hanging out with Wilson. So that's what you're doing. And that's what you have to get over on this new moon. You have to reset and you have to accept your wounds and you have to learn from this past shit that you've been going through. And it's also your attitude. Mercury is like so hidden in this whole thing because it's so Chiron is like what it's looking at, but Mercury's right behind it. And Mercury's going 2 degrees a day now. That's what this Kazemi is going to be about. It's Mercury on the other side of the sun from Earth, not in front of the Earth going retrograde. So, it's not burning Mercury out. If anything, it's being aware of, I can't see Mercury and it's fucking on the other side going, it's fastest. This is the point of where Mercury's at its fastest. 2 degrees a day and all the planets are direct. Everything starts slowing down. What they're not telling you about those posts is by the time that, Venus is crossing, that's when Pluto starts to go retrograde. So this is going to be a good debate in the astrology community. You're trying to give people hope about some, that's like kindergarten astrology. Oh, well, like that, I could tell that person's doing readings and just telling people like, once Venus moves into your 7th house, it will go really good for relationships. Like, okay, fucking, you're going to wait while all the planets are direct right now. And this is about getting over your Chiron issues and your wounds, and by accepting the wounds and seeing the oddness that your ego does, and then with Jupiter and Neptune that haven't conjuncted yet, that are getting ready to, and with all the planets direct, and with Saturn squaring the nodes and Mars squaring the nodes, to actually engage into your life and connect to the things, even though that feels odd. And with Pluto, this is the last time of a new moon in Aries with Pluto and Capricorn. You're going to have to go all the way back to like 2008. Here we are. So, are you ready to make a big change in your life and to clear everything out and be accepting of what's there? Things from the past, things that you've witnessed in the past, things that God's about to give you the greatest kiss, but there's some sort of past connection to it. But it's going to also be mind-blowing in many ways, with Mercury getting ready to be part of this new moon, and, of course, this North Node in Uranus energy in Taurus, and, of course, with all the Aquarius energy squaring all this stuff in Taurus. I mean, this is where it's like, are you ready to really accept who you really are, even with all the bandages and bruises and all the shit that you have in your life? Or are you going to be the Hunchback of Notre Dame? And you're going to listen to these fucktard Instagram dumbass not professional astrologers that act like they are. And you're going to sit up in the tower with the gargoyles by yourself and wait until the end of April. Spiritual dance music I'm doing tonight too for this new moon, by the way. Let's see what's in the cards here. Oh, you know, maybe I shouldn't do the cards until Venus meets up with fucking Jupiter and Neptune. Maybe I'll finally go take a shit once it'll be better, you know, it'll feel like a lot better on the toilet. So I'm just not going to shit. I'm just going to hold my shit until the fucking end of April. Oh my gosh. You know what the number one problem in the world is? Out there on the horizon. Oh yeah, once we get there, once I get here, once I get there, once it's there, you don't even know it could happen. The day that's where you're planning to have all this great energy is when you actually maybe all that benefic energy made you eat a bunch of fucking potato chips, the ones that say on the back that it causes you to have stomach issues and shit, and you're blowing the toilet out. Fucking, and then your lover's like, oh God, it smells in here. What? Look at you. Get the fuck out of here. Oh yeah, that bitch is fucking crazy. Because you drank a little too much that night, and fucking you were like, oh yeah, I'm gonna eat those potato chips. It's a good time. I listened to that. It was crazy Instagram fucking little posts. They don't even do a video. They don't even fucking show you the charts. They don't even do anything. They don't even give you, especially if you even look at the helio, all the planets are on one side right now of the whole entire other side of the zodiac. Just like we're seeing this on the other side of the nodes, but we're seeing Venus and Sag. We're seeing great aspects in the helio, and I think it's even more important though to remember that when all the planets are on one side of a 180-degree portion of the whole entire zodiac from the helio perspective of the sun, it's a multi-relational energy. It's a thirst for adventure in life. So you're an idiot right now if you are going to not have the adventure in life, and you're not going to go towards things, and you're not going to take action in Aries, and with all the planets direct, and with the moon about to move into Taurus this weekend and be the exalted sun and moon, with the last time for those two to be together too, with Pluto and Capricorn, of making big changes and risks and taking action and going for it and taking the big risks. It's not about taking a gamble, but it's about, I'm going to take this because I want it in my life, and I'm going to realize I really want this, and I'm going to have to deal with some of the things that might look a little odd to me on it, Instead of always looking for what's perfection and what is 100, because it's going to feel like there's a little bit of a percentage off. But that's how nature works anyways. I'm sorry. The earth is not fucking an AI fucking Bill Gates fucking created laboratory where the littlest slight movement of something and it's getting jabbed. Oh my God, can you imagine that guy fucking like in his little lab, all fucking everything's gotta be perfect and shit and fucking do, but oh my God, you moved, jab up. Oh, no wonder Instagram and Facebook don't allow us to use ads anymore to people because of all those fucking stupid Instagram astrologers out there. They're putting out all that bullshit. They didn't give you that rundown, did they? Nope, they just gave you a couple lines and made you feel good about something in the future instead of, what about now? Aries is about, what are you doing now? And are you taking action or are you just waiting? Have fun waiting. Be in the hunchback of Notre Dame, sitting up there in the tower with the gargoyles, because guess what? Nothing ever happens when you're up there. Eight of Pentacles reversed on this new moon that we're getting. Well, I think, interesting. Queen of Wands, and our challenge is this Six of Cups here. So I'm feeling a lot of this energy where it's like, we have to remember we can't feel like we don't have the skills to love and be happy in our life. We can't keep looking at an inconsistency of life right now and saying that that's not going to provide us happy things. We have to remember that we're solid, always happy, and things are inconsistent in life. Things become more in a variable position than a constant. But the constant is holding the line of your happiness and your love. And because the Eight of Pentacles reversed is definitely feeling like you're not in a row getting things together the way that you normally do, or it feels like I need to learn more. I need to wait until I figure some sort of thing out. This is really about remembering your skills. And it's basic stuff like, but what actually is really important, which is sitting on the loyalty of your, and sitting on the throne of your happiness. Our trouble too is the environment doesn't look the way I want to. Oh, it's not the hotel I like. It's not the, oh God, it's not the seat I want to get. It's not the, oh man, my hair doesn't look the way I want to. Or I don't know, like this is about learning how to realize you make the situations in life and the environment that you want much more better when you actually learn to create it. I feel like if you're looking for the perfect environment, oh man, Temperance card, allowing the natural flow of things to happen instead of, well, the flow's taking me here. I've got to wait because that Instagram person told me that fucking, little thing that I have to, it's only when that's going to happen that's going to happen. Oh man. It also is a card of not being around fake energy. And it's fake when we stay away and we don't take action in our life for the things that we want in our life. And we realize that everything's not perfect. We have honeymoon phases in life. And then there's a greater thing when we stay with things because the honeymoon phase of a new job, a new relationship, a new pet, a new everything, all phase out. But it's the quality of when we stay with things and the natural things that we really feel are beautiful and natural, that it goes better than that. But if you're just always focused on the honeymoon phase staying forever, it's what gets better than the honeymoon phase. Spiritual advice card that we got is the Sun card. If you are not acting on what is the happiest moment and running towards them in your life, and you're like, I don't know the environment, I don't know if I have the ability to right now, and I'm damaged goods, and I have to work on myself. The number one biggest lie in spirituality is, I need to keep working on myself. It's just excuses for you getting involved in life. I think there's moments for that, but not when all the planets are direct. Not when this is the greatest moment in our life with Jupiter and Neptune to actually make the dreams possible in life, even though there's a big unknown on the other side. We might feel like we're delusional, but it's more delusional to not believe in a dream and to not go into anything than it is to go. So light it up. I'll see you for spiritual dance music tonight. I also have, my 2022 horoscope that I did, which covers all this. in every detail. The link's down below. I did it on the High Vibe big stage, like I do all my big things. You might want to check it out. Age of Deception, Divine Secession. And when I go into it, you'll understand. And you'll actually, I think people will actually watch it now with what's been happening, especially all the stuff I called out about what's happening all over the world right now, that you'll actually realize, oh, shit. Don't miss out. And don't keep seceding from divinity by sitting back and waiting for something to happen. Appreciate you all. Thanks so much for subscribing, whether you're on High Vibe or on YouTube. And we'll see you for spiritual dance music and full disclosure tonight.